I left Sudan in 2002 before the Janjaweed start to destroy all the villages. In 2003, when my father was 76 years old, when my village was attacked, he was burned in the heart and he couldn't escape. In the second attack, my daughter was shot on her forehead, and I had to take her for treatment for the surgery in Khartoum. When I was trying to go back to Darfur, I was arrested and I was taken to a cell in Khartoum. I spent 16 days without knowing where my daughter was. And when I come out from the cell, I realized that the government was accusing me as one of the rebel groups. I traveled to Egypt with my daughter. I stayed there until 2003 when the Janjaweed looted all the villages around that area and all the villages were destroyed. My wife and other family members were in Zalinja. In 2003, I was able to help my wife to locate her and talk to her and helped her to join me in Egypt. For waiting so long in Egypt, it was really pressure when we had kids inside the apartments and a number of families lived together in an apartment and life was really miserable. We were thinking of any means of change of life, and children don't have access to a life. They can't go to school, they can't go out of the house. The future seemed really dark. So I thought of taking adventure and coming to Israel. I took really a dangerous step of coming to Israel, even though to organize for the journey to Sinai, it's not easy. I spent 2 days sneaking around the border because it was full moon and the border guide told me that it's not a good time to cross. We walked for about 1.5 days to reach to the border. We have to bend down, and in some places I have to even walk on my knees until we cross that area to Israeli side. I was told if I'm in Israeli side, even if they see us, they can't shoot us, and that was really a good sign. After we crossed, we reached the Israeli border. I knew that this is the Israeli side, and now I put my kids down, and they were walking. And we had to walk for almost 2 hours to reach to a safer area. We had to wait until the Israeli army come to pick us. When they reached us, they pointed a gun on me and they said me to put my hands on my head and kneel down. I kneeled down and they came and they checked me, and I was only myself, there was no guns. And they offered us water. Then they took us in the jeep. They picked us to the hill where their base is. And there is a lady doctor who checked the kids. And then they take us to a cell very close to Beersheba, where we spent like almost 48 hours. And then we were sent to Beersheba in a Desert Inn hotel. There we spent 5 days. And within these 5 days, we received a lot of warnings that there were buses coming to take us to a prison. But we had very strong help from the volunteers of Beersheba University. I was worried about how to send my kids to schools. When we went to Mמשלה to register the children, we realized that the registration term was finished and there was no place at school. And it was really good to find that there were some people working hard to find the places for these refugee children. We went to Area and we met one woman and she said, yes, they can go to school, we can go to schools and add more chairs for these people to go, for these children to go to school. And this was really wonderful image and very strong image that I felt about this community. I opened this place in August 2008. I started first with donated computers. I was teaching computer classes, and I was also teaching English classes. And I started to hook 5 computers to the internet so that to serve internet cafe. And since then, I continued working. I have a source that I control myself, and also repair computers, and that's how it is. I have a dream of going back to Darfur. I want to see Darfur. As you see, I still every day remember when I see this picture, I know that there's a place for me waiting, but I want it to be in a better condition. I want this wars to be over. I wish for Sudan to have a right government, good ruler, who will have a place for all Sudanese so that people can go back to live in their places.